bent over frontal raise to reverse fly. So you're gonna need 2 light weights. I would definitely recommend starting light, knowing that most of us struggle to engage the lower to mid trap, and we wanna focus on that aspect of your shoulders, which means the bottom half of your shoulder blades and not these upper traps that like to do the work for you. So whether that is dumbbells or plates like I have available, use whatever you have available, but I would recommend starting very light and finding the movement pattern before you start to get into the bigger, better method of heavier weights, yeah? So starting here, what I want you to start off with, I'm gonna show you the movement and I'm gonna break down things that you want to avoid doing while you're doing this. So hands on your dumbbells or on your plates, and you're going to engage your core, sit your bum way back, and you're gonna do a frontal raise up beside your ears, come back down, and do a reverse fly. So bending through the elbows and bringing the bells or plates out to the sides. Now straight from the sides so you can see what's going on. Frontal raise, slow release, reverse fly, in and out. So this is a big move for your shoulders and your back specifically. What I want you to pay attention to is as you do your frontal raise, that you don't let your shoulders come up to your ears, but that you keep your shoulders down your back. What that's gonna do is it's probably gonna limit your range of motion. You're not gonna get nearly as high because you're not compensating, but you're going to get more engaged. You'll probably have to stop your arms a little bit lower. So just pay attention to that range of motion and where your body sits well. That's number 1. Number 2 is when you go to do your reverse fly, you do not need to keep your arms long like an airplane. Bend your elbows a little bit, whatever you need to do to focus on that engagement through the mid-back rather than up into the traps again with the long arms. The airplane arms, typically that's what ends up happening. So be mindful of that position. And the last piece that I'll say is where your tailbone is. Naturally, when we get into a bent over row position or a bent over position, most often what I see is this, trying to protect our backs because we're trying to condense in and save everything here. This is actually making your spine very vulnerable. So you want to make sure you push your tailbone back, keep your core connected, but reach back through the glutes, load into the hamstrings so that this is your stability point rather than this being your stability point. And then you're going to be able to hold control, sit back into your hips, and then you can be very intentional of lift, slow drop, and lift, slow drop. Being mindful that it is the powerful part of this movement is the coming up, yes, but you're gonna get more strength and more control in the back body when you can slow down the descent instead of letting the front of your body take over and gravity pull the weights down, whether that's from the frontal raise or from your reverse fly, doesn't matter. Be very intentional that you are slowing down the movement and keeping your back contracted. That is your bent over frontal raise to reverse fly. Enjoy.